and you're watching Pro Teaches News. Ooh, is somebody talking about pros? Not that kind of pro. See you there.
Listen up, Pro Teaches Noob. Today I have with me Tristan.
Hello, everyone.
And
welcome
today,
back to my channel.
Your channel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is my channel. And today we got an interesting set of issues. 6 issues in total across a one-shot, a 3-part mini, and a 2-parter. And basically, I'll just call this the Arkham Reborn because that was the name of the mini saga. All about getting into the mind of Jeremiah Arkham, of all people, who really does not get that much attention.
No, but it could be very, very cool, especially with the stuff they've done with Penguin.
Yeah.
It could be another way to go into that in-depth psychiatry of it all. It would be awesome, I think.
Ironic because he's a psychiatrist.
Exactly. In going into the mind of a psychiatrist that's not all there anyways could be very fun.
Yep, and this is all, this one shot and the 3-part mini are all around the time of Battle of the Cowl, before the big reveal where, I'll just say it, he was the new Black Mask that was in Battle of the Cowl.
Right.
And the 2-parter will then explain everything. So everything you're seeing here, keep in mind about him being Black Mask. It won't be that obvious in this one shot, but the mini-series, it starts to be a bit more obvious.
Gotcha.
Yep, so let's start right off, shall we? All the same creative team, David Hine and Jeremy Hahn. Now, by this point, of course, Arkham's been leveled, obviously. I stood before the ruins of the wretched edifice that bears my name, tears streaming down my face. I cannot say for certain why I wept. In my heart, there was a black hole that swallowed all emotion. How could my life's work have been reduced to this? As I struggled to grasp the fleeting shades of memory, I heard a voice like the scraping of an ill-fitting door. All things are possible here. The voice of my long-dead Uncle Amadeus Arkham. I should have turned away and run as if all the bats of hell were at my heels, but I had to be satisfied that all my patients were safe and sound. I stopped at the cell of Humphrey Dumpler.
I thought you were going to say Humpty Dumpty.
Well, that is who he is, but...
I know. It's funny, though.
Poor Humphrey, obsessed, like me, was repairing what was broken. Dr. Arkham wet his bed, kept the worm inside his head. As the worm began to grow, his senses dulled, his mind grew slow. All the years he's run this place, he's never cured a single case. Some call him cretin, some say dummy. Poor Jerry, he just wants his dumpler! Sorry, sir. No harm intended. Least said, soon as mended, and soon as mended. I like Humpty.
I do too.
What's up, Doc? Does the truth hurt? Even poor old Humpty knows you couldn't direct traffic, let alone a lunatic asylum. I'm not listening to you, Zaz. I know what you're up to. You think you can manipulate me? Victor Zaz is a psychopath, his tortured body covered with self-inflicted scar, each incision commemorating a murder he has committed. One of these nights, I'll visit you while you're sleeping, Arkham. You'll wake up and you'll know I'm there to finally put you out of your misery. I'm keeping a very special place for you. Right here. It's gonna hurt like hell, and the scar will rub against the jelly of my eye like sandpaper. Every time I blink, I'll be reminded of what an irritating little man you were.
Zaz rocks.
What? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And that is chilling, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why it's so good.
Yep. Why did they despise me? All I ever wanted was to help them. I gave them empathy, and they gave me their contempt. Hey, Jerry, baby, where you running to? What are you scared of? Haven't you heard the news? The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. He was right. I was afraid. He just needs a little love. Did you ever kiss a girl, doctor? Afraid of what they are. Anyone ever give you a love bite? Afraid that I can never cure them. Because in spite of appearances, they are not truly sick. While I, all my life, I have been dancing on the edge of madness. Their taunts whirled through my mind as I wandered into the maze of passages at the rear of the asylum. I find myself at the heart of the labyrinth, where I have housed the patients who cannot safely mingle with the other inmates. My colleagues, Philistines that they are, have named it the Hall. I call it the place where beauty lies. I was the only one privileged to have personal contact with these unique individuals. Whenever I was troubled in my mind, I would visit them, and they would give me solace. Now, basically, I'm not going to go through read every detail, but to give summary to these guys, one, Alicio Morandi, a guy who does self-portraits, had a well-off family and everything, but felt so emotionally detached. His father was a financier, all about perfection of their standing, and the mother, very vain, celebrated beauty, and had all of these masks that she had. Basically, their beauty, like her own, was unsurpassed. And he basically one day, for reasons unknown only to him, he took one of the masks, put a tube of adhesive on it, and wore it. Walked into his parents' bedroom. Mother thought it was funny, but his father was enraged and ripped it right off his face.
Lordy.
Yep, and they did the best they could, but what could be done? Nothing. And with that, all of his emotions were just removed from him. But he was called No Face. When Jeremiah saw him, no, he gave him the option of painting on his face like a canvas to express himself.
Okay.
That's actually a good, clever idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love things like that. Like, look here, look at that. Just little details here and there that actually look like he actually has a face, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you also have Narcissus, this guy who always loved looking at himself, very weird, but he only echoes the last words of those who they repeated. But very
super creative name, Narcissist.
Well, that's the name he gave him.
Okay.
That Jeremiah gave him. All these are names that they were given. These are the nicknames of No Face, or in this case, he had no name, so Jeremiah called him Narcissus because of him enjoying his own reflection.
Gotcha.
And then there's the Hamburger Lady, a woman who is supposedly so disfigured that she would drive people to madness. There's rumor has it might be a form of leprosy. Of course, he tried to help her, even bringing up how actress Camilla Pierce gave up Hollywood to devote her life to the care of lepers and got infected herself, but would then say she was still beautiful on the inside. Of course, the lady would say, "Why won't you look at me in the light?" To which he does and finds there ain't nothing wrong with her.
What?
Yeah, that's where you're starting to be stretched a bit. You're like, okay.
Weird.
Yep. But then he would also get these weird messages. Now, I'll get back to it. I entered my office in a state of exhilaration to find that some mysterious intruder had penetrated my sanctum. Who was the message intended for? Perverted, twisted, cripple? Myself? The inmates of the asylum? Or was it a comment on the entire human race? The box smelled of singed paper. I readily identified the contents as the journal of my Uncle Amadeus Arkham. The journal I myself consigned to the flames when I inherited the position of director of Arkham. The house is an organism hungry for madness. Madness is born in the blood. It is my birthright. See the truth that lies behind reflection. And now this is where he's basically shown up and he reveals there's been plans, stuff to expand the asylum, and he plans on making a new one. Oh, this is then him remembering that night was Black Glove when he got tossed out of the asylum.
Right.
And then everything else that happened by Battle for the Cowl and everything. And basically he goes and finds his people, his beauties, the three beauties, he called them. And sure enough, they're there. Dr. Arkham, Miranda, thank God, all of his mirrors are broken. Broken. And Alicio, come out here. Don't be afraid. It was dark. We thought you had abandoned us. My poor Alicio, I will never abandon you. There, all better. Marina, there's no need to cover your face here. You're among friends. But, very well. They barely flinched at what was revealed. Like me, the sight of her failed to drive them mad. They are an inspiration to me. I will rebuild Arkham, not as a prison, not as a hospital, but as a true asylum, a place of sanctuary for those whose unique qualities have made outcasts. Here we will celebrate diversity. We will build a new world. Gotham will become a city of enlightenment, and Arkham Asylum will be its heart and soul. Come, I know there's an unbroken mirror. Alicio, take up your brushes. Put on a happy face. Whole and complete, and free at last. Uh-oh!
Oh, shit.
He said a happy face.
So, you bet he did not say a Joker face.
Yep, but yeah, interesting, right?
Very.
But this is where you're already realizing stuff. Moments like here, you're like, what? And there's just something oddly perfect about these three, that he's able to handle these three and no one else. Like, again, no face, understandable. That was like the best example you could think of. Narcissus, weird, but all right. But then Hamburger Lady, you're like, what? Right? It's like...
Yeah, it's weird.
Yep. Now on to Arkham Reborn. This is where they finally got all the funds to rebuild Arkham. With help now, by this point, this is all the Battle for the Cowl status quo. Bruce Wayne, still rich. Kate Spencer, Manhunter, was the DA for the time. Right. Gordon was still around. And then we still have Aaron Cash. This is so crazy that he was introduced in a Dan Slott mini and he's just stuck around ever since.
Aaron Cash rocked.
He does. And then
I don't know why they don't use him anymore.
I know, right? Well, I think he probably pops up every so often, just not as frequent. But yeah. And a new character, Alice Sinner.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird name, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming that's going to give us some idea as to who she is.
Yep, she has a very colorful past, but I have every confidence in her ability. And there's the new Arkham. That's an interesting mix of classical and gothic design. You've done a fabulous job, Jeremiah.
It's not an interesting mix. It's horrifying. It's not cute at all.
He's putting on an act. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yep. But of course, I love it. Like, basically, the asylum has been completely rebuilt from the ground up, and it's intended to cater perfectly to every inmate's needs. Our creed is rehabilitation, not incarceration. Fine sentiments, doctor, provided you don't actually trust these psychopaths when they tell you they're cured. This is still a maximum security prison for the criminally insane, Dr. Arkham. How you treat the inmates is your business, as long as they're not loose on the street. Rest assured, Commissioner, no one will be escaping on my watch. But yeah, the main block is devised on the principle of Jeremy Benson's Panopticon. The patient's individual suites are built around a central tower where the operations center is located. Suites, the patient's accommodations feature living spaces, bathrooms, facility, and a sleeping area. What would you call them? Prison cell has a nice ring to it. Along the corridor are the therapy booths, a gymnasium, swimming pool, and a state-of-the-art kitchens. This is my own office. You probably won't have noticed that the entire central tower is slowly rotating at a rate of 1 revolution per hour. We have CCTV cameras in all the suites, but I prefer direct observation. One-way glass. The prisoners don't know you're watching them. He thinks it gives him control. The building is still under construction, but we have adequate accommodation for the limited number of patients who have so far been recovered since their evasion. Prisoners recaptured, breakout. Don't let Kate get to you, Jerry. She comes from the hunt 'em down, string 'em up school of peacekeeping. I think what you're attempting is admirable. Good morning, Basil. How are you this fine morning? There's a parental lock on the internet. I'm over 21, Doc, and you're not my daddy. Well, if you let me know the sites you'd like to visit, I'll see what I can do. But my policy is to restrict access to sexual or violent content. Forget it.
Oh, that's funny.
There was an unfortunate incident some years ago when it was Aaron Cat when Krill Croc ate Aaron's arm. Aaron, old buddy, you're looking mighty tasty in those new threads. Apparently, Aaron has not found it in himself to forgive and forget. Stand away from the glass, buddy. You're in my space. Ah! Aaron, that's enough. There's no need for that. I thought our visitors should have a demonstration of our security technology. All prisoners have a chip implanted in their brains, and a very Suicide Squad-like. We could track and incapacitate at the press of a button. Good. That's reassuring. I'm glad you haven't gone completely soft on them. Hey, Croc, I visited my cousin in Florida for Thanksgiving. His wife served crocodile steak. Tasted like chicken with a hint of fish. And they will eat one another's flesh. This is all her internal thoughts.
Okay.
Yep. Day one, I have invited Alice to observe my first therapy session with a new patient. Benjamin Wiley was known in media as the Raggedy Man, a seriously disturbed individual. I remember. What kind of therapy are you planning to use? Well, now, I thought we'd start with this. I bought a few strings to have it released from the city's forensic storage facility. Wiley took souvenirs from his victims, made a costume with them. When he was arrested, they had to sedate him to remove it. He screamed as if they were tearing his skin off. Do you think it's wise to return his costume? I need to talk to him, build a rapport. If I give him the costume, I think we'll get a reaction. What's that, a can opener? I don't think we'll be needing that. Hello, Benjamin. I have a present for you. Why don't you go into the bathroom and change? My gamble paid off. He immediately became responsive. Mama! We spent several hours with him. At first, he only repeated a line from the children's rhyme with his name. Raggedy Bad, Raggedy Bad, Raggedy, Raggedy, Raggedy Bad. The Raggedy Bad. He works for Party Goat, and he's the goodest man you ever saw. Do you remember your father? He left home when you were 6 years old, didn't he? Something happened to him when he was very young. Something that traumatized him. Who is the Raggedy Man, Benjamin? Did he do something bad to you? The Raggedy Man, he'll come and explore the castle halls and steal the gold, and steal us too and grab and hold. Who taught you the Raggedy Man poem? Grandma. You spent a lot of time with your grandmother. She was kind to you, wasn't she? Grandma died. We know from court records that your mother left you alone for long periods. In the cave. She left you locked in the cellar for up to 6 weeks at a time. All you had was a faucet for water and cans of food. I got your favorite beans and hot dogs and peaches. Peaches were on special. Hate peaches. Rit. And wait, cans of food. The can opener. Where is it? Can I have it? I can't give you the can opener, Benjamin. You know that. Not even if I'm good? You shouldn't have mentioned this to him. But the can opener is so important to him. It's a talisman. It gave him access to food. It kept him alive. It was more than that. It was the murder weapon. You're very new to this, Alice. It wasn't your work experience that persuaded me to hire you. It was your past. I'm aware that you changed your name. That's none of your business. I've done nothing wrong. Okay, so what did you think about that whole session there? Jeremiah, he's not a bad psychiatrist.
No.
He's working with unorthodox patients.
Patients that would normally just be locked up. But so he knows all about her past?
Yep, well, to a point. Basically, her parents were in a cult.
Oh,
and they were ready to do a ceremony with her. Yeah, sacrifice her. But then But then one right before the sacrifice, they were going to give everyone cyanide. Very Jonestown.
Oh, Jesus.
She poured hers away, the only one who survived.
Yeah, oh my God.
I changed my name by court order. Why sinner? To celebrate the fact that I rejected my parents' views. We all sin, Dr. Arkham. Very true. I understand perfectly. No, you don't. You're a fool, Arkham. A stupid, pathetic fool. You strut around like you're king of the hill, patronizing me. You don't deserve to be running this asylum. You're an intellectual midget. Now, basically, she would take these random ribbons off her hair, and whatever emotion it says, she then feels it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's me. We need to talk. Excuse me, ma'am. You'll need to wear your mask from here. Look, Mommy, it's Black Mask. Oh, and look, over there, 2 jokers and a scarecrow. Perfect place!
Oh my God, her mask is cool though.
Yep. Hello, Alice. How's the lunatic business? Like I said earlier, remember, this is Jeremiah, but he doesn't know it. Split personality. Arkham has turned the asylum into a holiday camp. He thinks he can cure them all with love and understanding. Can he cure them? Of course not. At least, I'm not sure. Maybe some of them. Cured or not, most of the inmates are as happy as pigs in mud. Well, that won't do. That won't do at all. I think it's time to initiate the Amadeus Code. Day 3. I hold out great hope for the new asylum. As I head for the special wing, I believe I was actually whistling. You sound cheerful, Dr. Arkham. Oh, I am, Aaron. I am. I'm looking on the bright side of life. I shall be incommunicado for the next hour or so. My cell phone is off. What's in there? Special patient. Dr. Arkham is the only one who's allowed to see them. That's strange. I don't remember 2 corridors. I must have got turned around somehow. Clink, clink, clink. Who's there? Meets up with them. Again, nice summary of all of them and everything. And, oh boy, the screamer.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's saying something is terribly wrong. And now we're going to see how, Sinner, pride. Now she's feeling pride and everything. As we see something is going on with Raggedy Man as, his door is opened. One side, the other side open. He's having an hallucination. Basically, she's torturing the guy.
Okay.
Come on. Okay. Day 6. Tonight is a gala benefit for the asylum. Everyone's going to be asking me, how's it going? Is it going with the new asylum, Dr. Arkham? What will I tell them? It's not fair. It's not fair. Everything's going wrong, and it's not my fault. First, there was an outbreak of food poisoning. Clayface has ordered the duck a la orange and creme de pistache in a dark chocolate cup. Our hygiene procedures our kitchens are spotless. Our hygiene procedures are above reproach. I don't understand how it happened. So they actually give them the best food and everything? Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. That doesn't happen.
I know. Here you go, Carlo. Dinner is served. Yeah, put it on the table. Clayface has a complex digestive system designed to process food rapidly. His reaction to the contamination was instantaneous and extreme. Warg!
Oh my God.
Like, must have been something I ate.
You think?
Yep, someone, tried to poison him. And basically even says, like, you trying to poison me with your foreign gourmet crap? Bring me a burger and fries, and make it American fries. He has set his rehabilitation program back by months. And then something is then causing Freeze's location to saw up. His costume smashed, and everywhere they keep putting him, he keeps getting turned up. Even when they put him in here with ice buckets, as soon as they moved him, this place started the meat locker started going back to normal.
Oh my God.
And then Croc, the plumbing is acting up and everything. Why is he so freaked out? And Crocs can breathe underwater. Actually, no. Crocodiles are air breathers. They're pretty good at holding their breath, but they'll drown in about 20 minutes. I'd say he's got about 5 minutes left. So, of course, they have to do a controlled explosion.
Oh my god.
There he is, folks. Waylon Jones, the Killer Croc. Now, that's one thing that does bother me. Looks like he's more closer to his original design than the monstrous version.
Right.
Which is like, I think that's just artist interpretation here.
Definitely.
Kill you. Looks to me more like a fish out of water. I don't know how long I can keep this quiet. The food poisoning, maybe, but blowing up a brand new unit with plastic explosives, they tried to come for me. My three beauties. They love me as I love them. We're sorry for your troubles, Dr. Arkham. Really sorry. Really sorry. You should look at the positive side. No one has died. All the patients are safe. That's not entirely true. Look at Raggedy Man. Ain't he cute? Since Arkham gave him back his costume, he's been sleeping like a baby. What? Hey, what? And Mr. Cash, we have a malfunction in camera 17. False alarm, Mr. Cash. Camera's back online. Clear as. Ah, crap. Where the hell is he? How did this happen? How could he get out? The camera was off for less than 3 minutes. Every other camera was working fine. He doesn't show up in the corridors or any other part of the asylum. So he disappeared in the thin air along with his bed? So yeah, again, this is weird. There's a maze and everything somehow hidden in there. Probably Black Mask aside putting that into the design.
Oh, definitely.
And then finds it, all these food and everything, but no water, no cans. Someone is taunting him. I left the three beauties feeling invigorated. As always, their obvious affection for me has lifted my spirit. But then something has caused him to get mixed up at everything. He thinks he hears Raggedy Man, and then he finds this Marot, the jester stick, with his face on it.
Oh boy.
Alice, Aaron, come in. You know there's a fundraising gala tonight. Gotham Elite will be raising money for a new therapy wing. Will you be telling me the committee's? Will you be telling the committee what's been going on? No, Aaron, I will not. These are minor glitches and not the concern of the Gotham Shield Committee. And I need hardly point out that if this asylum closes, we'll all be out of a job. We've had 3 near fatalities and an escaped prisoner. Not escaped. Wiley's in the asylum somewhere. All right, doctor. But even if he isn't found in a day or two, I'll see it as my duty to report it. That man would love to see me brought down. At least I know I can count on your loyalty, Alice. Yo, sure!
Oh my god.
I apologize for the squalor. No problem. You understand we need to keep our meetings low profile. As I said, no problem. Is he close to breaking? They mess you up, your mom and dad. They may not mean to, but they do. What? Thinking aloud. English poet, Philip Larkin. That was a misquote, actually. The original is more vulgar. Then she sees lust and whoop.
Oh my god, immediately.
Yep. Like I said, she acts upon whatever the emotion says. But yeah, she even says there was a boy once who would have done anything. He would have died for me. And where is this love of your life now? He died.
Oh my god.
So yep, we see him at the gala and everything. Now remember, Riddler by this point has gone legit. That's why he's there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this is before Tony Daniels then started to have him lose it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that time when Riddler went legit.
Yeah, I always liked Riddler a lot like that.
Yeah. I thought Gordon was going to congratulate me on my speech. I should know by now that the entire committee is relishing the idea of my impending failure. Paranoid much? I hear through the grapevine that you're having problems at the asylum, and your grapevine bears bitter fruit, Commissioner. How I loathe them all. We've had 1 or 2 irregularities with the plumbing, nothing more. The official opening will take place as planned a week from now. Any teasing problems will be resolved by then. Okay, now we're starting to see the mask is slipping.
Yep.
Yep. Listen to me, you scum, you utter filth. He promised that things would be different. Rehabilitation, not incarceration. He lied to you. Jeremiah Arkham is not in control of this institute. A simple piece of voice modifying software. I am leading all of this stuff as if she's Amadeus, taunting them all. Let me
Oh my
make this
God.
crystal clear. I intend to mete out the punishment you all so richly deserve. Every minute you spend here will be a living hell of pain and torment until the moment you die. And I promise you that moment will not be long in coming. Are you kidding me? I knew it! That's it. I'm out of here. All right, here you go, Freeze. Fresh delivery of the cold stuff. Got a delivery. Got a delivery for you, too. That's Clay. Starting a bit of a riot now.
Oh my God.
Like, come on, let me out. One thing to say to you. Door opens. Bite me. Oh, crap.
That's funny.
Yep. I even meet up with Bruce. Mr. Wayne, please, your generosity has been more than enough. But I can do so much more, Jeremiah. We're on the Gotham Shield Committee together. I just want to help in every way possible. You've been very hands-on with Arkham's new security measures. Without you, the asylum wouldn't be ahead of schedule. Oh, Grayson, that's Bruce. Oh, Wayne, yeah, I'm mixing up. Oh, yeah, this is Hush.
Oh, okay.
I just remember now. This is Hush, remember?
Okay, yep.
Because Bruce is still missing.
Yep.
That's the other reason why he's acting this way.
Yep, that makes sense.
Listen, I just like to see how my money's being invested. That's the problem, Mr. Wayne. This isn't an investment. It's a donation. Wow, jerk!
Oh my God.
Please excuse me. Aaron, this is not a good time. Can this wait? No, not if you want an asylum to come home to. Your minor glitches just went major. We've got a riot going on.
Holy shit.
Yep. The prisoners have disarmed the entire security staff. They're threatening to start shooting hostages if we go in. So much for your rehabilitation program. It's not my program that's at fault. There are outside influences at work. You're not going to wriggle your way out of this one, Arkham. This is your screw up, and you're going to take responsibility. Can we save the recriminations until we have the asylum under control, Miss District Attorney? And how exactly do you suggest we do that? Where's Batman? We could use his help here. He's had a busy night, Kate. With the Black Mask and the Falcones in the middle of a turf war, this city is going to hell in a handcart. Commissioner, dispatch has an urgent call for you. Now remember, this is Dick by this point. Okay,
okay.
Yep. Have your people stand by, Commissioner. Where the hell are you? I'm going in. That's Batman for you. Always reliable. Always on top of the situation. I seriously wonder if he didn't engineer this whole thing to make me look foolish. Here, between the cover of my private journal, I could say what I don't dare express in public. Batman, I hate you. With every fiber of my body and soul, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Well, okay, tell us how you really feel.
And Clayface, I designed this just for you. Ah! He subdued Clayface with some kind of experimental stun grenade. Highly unethical, in my opinion. Goodness knows how long he'll take to recover from the disruption to his metabolism. The poor man's body has the consistency of jelly. And Gordon, the hostages are free. You can send in your troops. Dr. Phosphorus has a concussion, as far as I can tell. The fact that his head is on fire makes it hard to get a reliable scan. Aaron Cash is missing. Last we saw, Killer Croc was after him. Come out, wherever you are. Come on, Aaron, old buddy. Give yourself up, and I'll make it painless for you. Promise. Is that all you've got? You know bullets can't stop me. This will. Back off or I'll use it. Oh, yeah, those little track and disabled chips in our heads. Think I'm stupid? You'd have used it by now if it was working. Those zappers went down with the rest of the security system. Face it, old buddy. You're dead meat. There was one other member of my staff missing. I'm ashamed to admit, in all of the excitement, I completely forgot that Alice Sinner was working the night shift. Lucky for her, she found a safe haven away from the violence. Oh, Alice, what have you done? Mommy and Daddy were right. I should have been put down at birth. I'm a nasty, nasty girl. Speaking of nasty, basically now all of the Karens are missing. And what does she do to taunt him? Let's see if I can help you out. You see it? Your salvation. But the cat opener. That's the boy. Go get it. You're probably realizing now that the tunnel, the tunnel actually gets narrower as you move along. Then all of these bugs start crawling on him, and
Gross.
yeah, all of this stuff. Unfortunately, the ramen reflex won't get rid of them. She's torturing him. The only way to get those parasites out of there, claiming that there's bugs in him, and there's only way to get them out.
Oh my god, ew.
Secure the building. I want every inmate accounted for. It looks like the party's over. Time to hand back control of the asylum. It's been fun. Beep. Guess what? No! Ah! Need help? Got it covered. Thanks anyway. You gonna tell me what's been happening here? Guess I will. Look at this place. We've got one fatality. A guard. Looks like Croc got him. Mr. Freeze has been found hiding in the back of a refrigerated delivery van. That's all the A-listers accounted for. They blame me for everything, just like they always do. Arkham, you've got some explaining to do. I don't answer to you. They would rather listen to the psychotic vigilante whose idea of therapy is to batter the mentally ill into submission with his fist. Let's hear it, Batman. Where shall I begin, Doctor? How about Benjamin and Wiley, the Raggedy Man? He went missing from his cell 4 days ago. Dr. Arkham, please come quickly. Something terrible has happened. I found him there. He seemed to have come from nowhere. I don't understand it. Benjamin was never at risk of self-harm. I know about seppuku, the ritual suicide by disembowelment performed by samurai. But this, the determination must have taken, the sheer effort of will. What could possibly have driven him to do it? I must keep my self-control, play the dutiful subordinate. Sometimes the urge to laugh in their face is almost irresistible. Everything went perfectly. Dr. Arkham's rehabilitation program has been scrapped. The committee has ordered a return to the strict prison regimen. And Arkham, he won't last longer. He's at the breaking point. Did I do well? Indeed you did. You'll find the funds I promised you in your offshore account. You're a wealthy woman, Miss Sinner. I want more than that. I want the asylum. Day 9. It's the lack of closure that bothers me. What did you say?
No, I just said, oh shit.
Yep. Now he looks at all the stuff, but then Dick calls him up and basically brings up about like, if the plans were followed, then there's a secondary level beneath the ground. Another Arkham Asylum. Nonsense. How could anything have been built that way without my knowledge? That's a very good question, Doctor. I've also uncovered a sophisticated command program embedded in the system, triggered by a code. Take a look at your computer screen. It's my uncle, Amadeus. Somehow he planned this. Amadeus would have had trouble devising a computer program in the 1920s. This is from one of your staff. Aaron Cash, he's been undermining me, and the obvious suspect would be you, Arkham. You're lucky I rarely take things at face value. I suggest you keep a close eye on Alice Sinner. I've been checking her history. I know about her past. She was a survivor of a terrible tragedy. Her parents were leaders of a cult. They led a mass suicide of all the members, and Alice was the only survivor. I've read her account from the public inquiry. I found an anomaly. What did he find out? Turns out there was the ceremony, there was a different ceremony that was supposed to be happening. The ceremony never took place. It was planned for the week following the mass suicide. Why would her parents persuade them all to kill themselves a week before the ceremony involving her?
Yeah, that's weird.
Because she poisoned them.
Oh, yeah.
So she tricked them all. And they're like, the truth is they deserved it all. I was in love. He said he loved me too. He said he would die for me. When my parents found us together, they told us our love was impure, that we would not pass over unless we reprimanded and repented. They wanted us to deny our love. I would never do that. Never. But he did. He prayed for forgiveness. He promised never to touch me again. He said what he did was unclean. Imagine that, Doctor. To call our love unclean. Jesus. Yep. And thus, she killed them all. So yeah, those things says despair. But then, wrath. She's then ready to kill him.
Yep.
That's terrible. Terrible. Does it hurt? Because she did cut him a little.
Yeah.
A little. How could I have misjudged her so badly? If I was wrong about her, perhaps I was wrong about everything. Perhaps I really shouldn't be responsible for this asylum. Nonsense. What about us? You cured us, didn't you? Where is she and where is she now? She's in the asylum. He'll take care of her. But then we find out about this other person, this fourth individual, the jester, who says he's Joker's evil twin. His evil twin. Now, isn't that a scary thought? Yep. And this is where it ends, at this messed up questioning of everything. Basically showing he's giving in to madness.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yep. So how was that, Minnie?
Oh, that was really good.
One more to go, or two more issues to go. Now, this is after it was revealed about him being it. Now, Batman, in Tony Daniels wrote that Batman thought he was just one of the many false faces. Not true.
Okay.
But yeah, dear reader, gentle reader, even this most intimate of memoirs must be addressed to someone, even if it's only myself, whichever self that may be. So, dear reader, foolish, gullible reader, I confess, I have lied to you, but I assure you this time I shall tell the truth that lies beneath the mask. Now, basically, we find out all of this dates back to Hugo Strange, way back when he was dressed up as Batman and everything.
Oh, wow.
So this goes way back to early post-crisis. Or around Legend of the Dark Knight or whatever. When everyone stopped him and everything. And like, I am Batman. I am Batman. I am Batman. I kill Batman. I'm a model of mental health. Yeah, right. So yeah, we find out that Hugo and Joker work together to undermine Jeremiah in a very, very, very long game.
Yeah, very long.
So doing what they did, he much like he did with Raggedy Man, he gave Hugo the Batman cowl, trying to talk to him. We then see also them meeting up with other different people. This is him currently now. Basically, he's in the asylum with everyone else. Now, because of everything with Jeremiah and all that, they actually put Alice in charge.
Oh my God.
Because they feel his judgment wasn't, in the right place. Because he was still Black Master in this point.
Right. But
so now it feels like
Alice, so.
Yep. So basically they feel like he put Alice in there for other reasons, is what people are claiming.
Oh, okay.
This is an original villain named the Mortician. You made zombies. All you ever wanted was to bring back your dead parents. I love this. Quite the family man, aren't you? You have a grandson, 5 years old. He visits you every month. You're very fond of him. I know where he lives. So in other words, now that he's snapped, he doesn't care anymore. Here's how it goes. I make a phone call. Little Tommy disappears. He will be well cared for, and to prove it, every year on Tommy's birthday, you'll receive a package containing one digit. Digit? A finger.
Oh
Each year, the severed finger will be a little larger, thus demonstrating that your grandson is indeed alive and growing to manhood. In the 10th year, he'll be released so he can deliver the final package to you in person. And when he does, he's going to look you in the eye and ask you, why didn't you just swap the damn tray, the food? So in other words, he's using his psychiatry, but the Black Mask persona is making him so much more aggressive.
Right.
It's like a merger of the two. It appears that being a schizophrenic psychopath does have its advantage.
Oh my God.
Now we find out this other guy, someone who worked with Black Mask, is trying to do what he can to get Batman's attention. Why? Because a bomb was surgically placed into him by Black Mask. So he needs help.
Oh my God.
Yep. So he needs help. It was no big deal for Black Mass, just one of 100 schemes he had set in motion to gain control of the city. Conrad LeBlanc was a corporate financier. Based on his advice, billions of dollars worth of assets were bought and sold each year. They called him Mr. Midas, the man with the golden touch. A couple of weeks back, he woke up in hell. So basically, all of this was to help get finances, of course. And so long as he was there to keep providing the numbers, he would be able to, keep living. But now with him in prison, the guy's panicking.
Oh my gosh.
I did it. The deals are all in place. 2 days from now, they'll go into effect. The stock of every major business in Gotham will collapse. So you have 48 hours to undo the damage. You're not hearing me. Blast Max never gave me the code, and now he's locked up in Arkham. The bomb could go off any time. It's unlikely that he wants you dead before the transactions are activated. He'd want the insurance of having you around. So here's the deal. So basically now they're going to try and pick him apart, his mind apart, to find it out. Of course, she says, you want my help? It was partially thanks to you that Dr. Arkham had me certified insane. My mistake. Apology accepted. But Bruce would not apologize. But Dick is doing it more because he needs her. If she's in charge, he's going to even apologize for it. But yeah, I wish I could help. I really do. I know you want the best for Gotham. You always have. Did he think for 1 minute I didn't know what he was doing? Playing to my ego, planting the seeds of doubt, pushing me, goading me. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pull psychiatry on a well-trained psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he could make me lose my temper. I knew what he was after, and I gave it to him. The beauties. Grady said, but you've never cured not one patient in all of these years. The beauties. Who are the beauties? They are my special patients. 3 damaged individuals. It describes all. I helped them. I gave them back their self-esteem. I made them happy. They're here in the asylum as if he didn't know. They're in a special isolation ward. Aaron Catch has instructions to have their meals taken to them, but no one is to enter their rooms. No one but me. He thought he was playing me. Why don't we pay them a visit? And please, Briar Fox. No, they're extraordinarily sensitive. Seeing you could set their treatment by years. But they must be missing you. Please don't throw me into the briar patch. I don't want them to see me like this. You think this is a good idea? It will do better until I get a better one. I'll give you 10 minutes to prepare them. Then I'm coming in. You're going to regret this. Alyssa, Marion, and Narcissus, it's me. What's wrong? Why won't you look at me? You let them down. Chester, I should have known you'd be here. You're supposed to be the doctor. You're supposed to keep them sane, and you went completely stark staring mad. What good are you to them now? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You hear what that? He's sorry. What do you say? Is he forgiven? Yes. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. No. What have you done to them? What have you done? I will not be mocked. Do you hear me? I will not. Oh.
Holy shit.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, on. Oh, jeez, I grabbed the wrong headphone plug. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. I hate it when I get too much into it.
That's awesome, though.
I will not be mocked. I will not. Batman, you were watching me? You let me do this. Why? Why didn't you stop me? Okay, this is also during the question and Huntress backup stories.
Oh, okay.
But yep, now here's the final issue where everything is explained. What kind of callous monster are you? How could you stand by and let me do this? Do what exactly? His voice oozes contempt. The same contempt Batman has always shown me. Something stirred in the dark pool of my subconscious. There was something worse than the fact that I have murdered my beauties. Are you blind? Calm down, Jeremiah. Tell me what you're seeing. You want me to describe it? It's not enough I've killed the only people who care about me, the only ones who ever respected me. There's nothing there. You're hallucinating. Stay back or I'll use this. You're going to attack me with what do you call that? A knife! What else would I call it? It's a knife! A merit. It's a merit. The traditional stick puppet of the court jester. The fool. Huh? You haven't killed anyone. Then where did all this blood come from? What blood? There's no one in here. There never was. Tell him, Aaron. I've always wondered about these special patient of yours that no one was ever allowed to see. The day you were exposed as Black Mask, I came in here. I came in armed. Didn't know what kind of monsters to expect. I mean, given the average inmate of this place, anything that needed to be kept in a separate wing had to be pretty damn scary, right? There was nothing. No sign that anyone was ever here but you. So I did some investigation. Seems no one saw these special patients arrive. There was no records of their admission, no records of transferal to the new asylum. But I had meals left there every day. I found it all rotting away in a storeroom out back. The stench, it was unbelievable. It had to be you who dumped it there. No, the jester did something to them. He was right here when I came in. The jester? I installed CCTV. You want to take a look? That's you 20 minutes ago, picking up the puppet. What have you done to them? What have you done? There was nothing there. No jester, no beauties. I felt my whole world slipping away. I didn't know what was real anymore. I will not be mocked! That stupid stick puppet with his ridiculous cartoon grin. Snap! Ah! And then for a time I was truly mad. Get out of here, Aaron. Don't breathe that stuff. So there was a gas in that stick the whole time.
Oh my goodness.
The toxin is the same one that Black Mask used to create his false-face slaves. It's a potent psychotropic drug that makes the victim suggestible, easy to manipulate and control. It was concealed in porous sex inside the merit. The stick puppet was completely impregnated. Jeremiah must have been absorbing it in his systems for years. But he is Black Mask. Why would he use the toxin on himself? The antidote should have taken effect by now. Maybe he can answer that. Do you feel up for talking? Alice, come to analyze your own mentor. How long has this been going on, Dr. Arkham? Do you remember? It felt as if a flood door had opened, and a tidal wave of memories came rushing back. Remember? Oh, yes. I remember everything. It started with Hugo Strange. He was one of my first patients, which is true, actually. I think that's around the time when Jeremiah was introduced.
Right.
He tried to replace you, Batman, and when he failed, he lost his mind. Could I wear it? If you like. He always wore that mask for sessions. I admit, I found it disconcerting, but it seemed to help him. The only way to treat your patient is to empathize with them. You have to get under their skin, open yourself up to them, and you'll see the madness of Gotham for what it is. I was naive back then. All the time I was psychoanalyzing him, he was manipulating me. And like I said, he and Joker worked together. Joker gave him the merit, but it turns out the two had sessions back to back. He would give the Joker would give him the stick that would have the gas in there. And then while all that was happening, Hugo would whisper in him, shall I tell you what it's like, Jerry? How it feels to hold the power of life and death in your hands? And basically all that over the years eventually built up to him becoming Black Mask. Basically saying now, I wonder now who was the true master. Was Black Mask simply a puppet in the hands of Hugo Strange? Whatever the case may be. For a while, I had all the things I dreamed of. Power, respect, women. And while you were Jeremiah Arkham, you weren't aware and where you were also Black Mask. You may find this hard to believe, but I am a decent person, Batman. That's why I couldn't face what I had become. I built a wall, a two-way mirror. Black Mask could see me, but I couldn't see him. What about the Joker? They say there's a little piece of the Joker in all of us, don't they? Well, he reached into my mind and found it. He introduced me to the Jester, a twisted, hallucinatory version of himself that wore my face. He left me messages. The Jester is a manifestation of chaos. He wants to bring everything tumbling down. He's gone now. The jester is gone forever. Yes, he's gone. No, he's not.
New?
Yep, and Black Mask is gone too. Yes. So you remember everything now. You remember everything you did as Black Mask. Yes, God help me. I've done all those terrible things. So basically now he then gives them the code. 1597, the first 4 digits of the Fibonacci number. You take a sequence of numbers starting with 0, all that stuff, but he puts it in. Boom! Of course, everyone thinks it was just too late. Because no one was there to see it.
Right.
They kept him in a safe, to keep him, in case it did blow.
Yeah, well, it did.
I'm going to miss them. Miss who? Alesso, Mirren, Narcissus, my beauties. They were perfect constructs of textbook pathologies. Too perfect to be real. Nevertheless, I shall miss them. Damn it. What is it? What's wrong? He was too late. The bomb exploded as he was entering the code. That's quite a coincidence. It would be a mistake to think he's cured. In fact, it would be a mistake to take anything he says at face value. Don't worry, he'll be kept under strict surveillance. By the way, I had some good news. The Gotham Shield Committee has voted to promote me to Director of Arkham. What the hell were you thinking? It was a majority vote. I abstained. Abstained? I told you Alice Sinner is a mass murderer. She slaughtered the entire membership of the Lux Beta cult. There's no proof of that. You were reading between the lines. And anyway, candidates weren't exactly lining up the block. Alice Sinner was on a short list of 1. I'll be keeping an eye on her. So will I. Even if she's not a killer, there's something not right about that woman. And sure enough, now that they're merged together, but beforehand though, she lets Jeremiah out, Zaz out, so he can go and attack him. Look what I found. Hey, look what I found. The medical wing. We can handle this, Batman. Zaz has Arkham. Is this a hostage situation? No. Zaz always swore he'd kill Arkham if he got his hands on him. Aye! No! Help me! My eye! I can't see! Here, you'd better take this. His eye is full of blood, but there's no real damage. He wanted to remember me. It reminds what he said before, so I carved my initials inside his eyelid.
Oh my god.
Could have happened to a nicer guy, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we see they are together as he is now fully Black Mask. So, how was that? Seeing
that was really good.
The madness of Jeremiah Arkham.
I always like Jeremiah, and I like when they actually, even though they don't very often, I like when they go in and write him.
Exactly. And what did you think about this whole story in general? Like, it was a good mystery leading up to this.
It was a really good mystery, I think. I think it was really well done. I would have liked, I don't know. I think I would like to see more like this now.
Yeah, I agree.
And kind of like I always love, like, have you ever listened to Batman and Psychology? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah, I know about that, yeah.
Yeah. I always think it's really cool because you take characters that are fiction, and you give them real life personalities and give them real life diagnoses and stuff, and I think I love when they do that.
I agree. And again, just like those 3 beauties were very interesting. Oh yeah, Zaz too, of course.
I love me some Zaz.
Yep. But like I said, the 3 beauties were very interesting because that whole notion of like you can't cure anyone. And of course.
Wait, did you just lose audio?
Hello.
There we go.
I hate when that happens with the cord. Just one slight tap and
yep.
But as I was saying, but yeah, those 3 beauties were an interesting case. But of course, it was Joker who introduced the idea of like you can't cure anyone. So of course, his mind came up with 3 that he felt he did cure.
Yeah,
because that's always been the joke of Jeremiah. He's never cured anyone.
Poor Jeremiah. Wait, where was Roman at this time?
He was dead.
He was dead? Okay.
Selena killed him, remember?
Yeah, I do. I just couldn't remember for sure.
Yeah, right before 1 year later, she killed him.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's why we had him at the new Black Mask. I say also, Sinner's all the characters in here were very interesting.
Yeah.
Like Sinner being her.
I like her a lot. Yeah.
Too bad we haven't seen her again.
I know, that's weird because the idea is neat.
Yeah, especially with the ribbons. I love it. Those emotions, and then she just, acts on it. It's like but they don't really give an explanation behind that part, though.
No, it must just be a psychological thing, but I like it.
Yep, I think it's the case she's so cut off from emotions that she needs a trigger.
Oh yeah, that could be. Yep, that's a good point.
Yeah, she needs a trigger, and that's what things are. Even if it doesn't make sense, she needs the trigger.
Yep. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and but yeah, Jeremiah I feel bad for him until this point.
Right.
Like
once you feel bad for him.
Once the mask is off, then you're like, there's no of course. I think Jeremiah's gone. I think it's a case where Jeremiah's been overridden.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I don't think there is Jeremiah left. It's all Black Mask.
Yeah, Black Mask merged. It's now merged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this whole idea that was tying it back to Hugo Strange working with Joker, you're like, that's an interesting team up.
Yeah, very.
I know. I don't know if it was done because of Arkham City. That would be an interesting idea.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Because those were both involved, I think it probably might have been done, at least inspired by Arkham City. Maybe not done directly, but
but that's a good point.
Yeah, and of course they bring Amadeus Arkham throughout all of this.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah, I also find it interesting though. Like again, Jeremiah, he wants what's best for the inmates, and I'm not surprised he hates Batman. In his eyes, Batman's hitting them sets back their treatments.
Exactly.
And to be fair, not entirely wrong, but it's like they brought it on themselves.
Right. They're literally criminals.
One thing I would say is, one version of an inmate I think would really enrage Jeremiah would be Riddler from the Arkham verse, where he basically said, like, he recalls everything. Because that ticked me off. When it was made clear, he remembers every punch because of his perfect recollection. He says, I wake up screaming with your throat again, at your hands at my throat.
Yep.
And then what does Batman do?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, why did the writers put that in there when you're still going to beat him down?
Yep, exactly.
It's like, that's
overkill.
That's both brilliant and yet horrible writing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so really good story. I really wish they called back to this. Maybe not Jeremiah being Black Mask. That we don't need anymore.
Right, but just bring in Jeremiah.
Yeah, bring in Jeremiah more often. Bring back more of it. I just realized, aside from Arkham Tower, we haven't had the Asylum focused on that much. They blow it up plenty of times, but when's the last time we really focused on it since Arkham Tower?
And Arkham Tower wasn't great. I mean, it was okay, but...
It was okay, but I'm saying that's the last focus
we had. So a couple years back.
Yeah, but... And even then, they could have used Allison there. She would have fit, but they had to put other people involved instead.
They had Harley, so there's that.
True, but yeah, so yeah, that was it. That was the story. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you.